Welcome to the Spunky Spirit Podcast. I'm your host, psychic medium Carrie Muggs. This is where we learn all things spirit, everything from spiritual gifts, awakenings, ghosts, aliens, and starseeds. Nothing is untouchable, but always fun and spunky. I am honored to be on this spiritual journey with you, so make sure you hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Hello, and welcome to this week's episode. I am psychic medium Carrie Muggs, and today we are going to talk about manifesting, because today, as I'm recording this, it is 11/11/22, which is awesome numbers. If you know me, anything about me, I'm way awesome. I love numbers. I'm way awesome. No, I'm way into numbers. I really like the numbers, and they all have meaning to me, and they help me talk to spirits all the time. So numbers are my number one thing. So there is a portal, 1111 portal. So 11 is a strong number, and it's about thoughts and spiritual awakening, and then you add 1111 and it's about manifestation, and then you add 22 to it, and it's a pretty big deal. So 222 means you're going in the right direction. So today, in the past, I have been talking about your power and stepping into your power and healing and casting and manifesting, and that's part of your power and all of that stuff. And so today, I'm going to give you ideas on how to manifest, because there's lots of different ways that you can do this. And I think I've talked a little bit about it in the past, Step Into Your Power or Your Magic podcast, when I did that episode, but today we're going to talk about more in depth of manifestation. So, and at the end of this, I'm going to give you kind of the secret sauce of manifesting. So right now, the first one, all different ways to manifest. So manifesting is when, if you ever watched The Secret a long time ago, when they said you ask the universe for something and it comes to you, or you ask the universe to bring something to you, or you visualize, it's all manifestation. We are born to create. That's what we do. That's what we love. And so we're here, and we forget that we are these powerful beings that can create things. And what happens is the veil is so thick, and we just forget why we're here, and we forget our power of manifestation and creating things. And we get out of alignment, and we get out of that frequency of manifesting, because part of manifesting is being in alignment. It's your thought and your thought process and being in alignment. So, a lot of people are like, well, how can I be a millionaire? Well, nobody has the number one answer for you, because you have to think like a millionaire. It's probably that frequency. You have to be in alignment with that. And the hardest thing is you don't know how to be in alignment with that, because you haven't ever been a millionaire. So it's kind of it's a lot more to it than just asking the universe for it and having it come to you. It's like, and that's part of the secret sauce that we're going to talk about later. So the different ways, there's a whole bunch of different ways that you can manifest. And one is, I call attitude of gratitude. And this gets played over and over again. But the reason why this is so powerful is because you have to be grateful for what you're in right now. Now, there's been many times when I've wanted different, or I have not loved the circumstance or the job that I'm in, and I would cry daily because I didn't want to go. And finally, I had to just switch jobs, even if it was one that I wasn't looking for, or one that I didn't love, or one that I loved better than the one I was in, just because you have to be in that position of being thankful for what you do have before you can receive what you want. So you have to be in the now. You have to have gratitude. So I call it an attitude of gratitude. Some people can have a gratitude journal, and you can write everything that you're grateful for. And also, you can be grateful for something before you have it. So you can be grateful for, I'm grateful for the job that I have. And if you're not grateful for the job that you have, then your body automatically knows that you're lying, or your subconscious already knows that you're lying. So you could say, I'm grateful for the job that I'm going to receive. And, just remember, you have to be grateful. If you are in a job you hate and you don't love it, try it. This is a whole mindset thing. So go back and listen to the episode about mindset, because gratitude is the highest frequency and it will put you in alignment with what's supposed to come to you or what's in alignment with you and help you manifest, because it's all about raising that frequency and being in alignment with that. And so if you think that if you're trying to create $1 million, but you're in the mindset of, oh, I can't spend $5, that's too expensive, you got to work on that mindset. You got to work on that frequency, right? So gratitude, attitude of gratitude, keep a gratitude journal, try and stay in that high frequency. So, and thank you, say, thank you for the process of, thank you for helping me create a mindset of being a millionaire, and kind of that way. So you got to take a little bit of baby steps. You can't just be like, I want $1 million and sit down and wait for it to happen. That's part of the secret sauce that we're going to talk about at the end of this. There's another one that's really popular right now. It's called the 555 method, and it's got two different versions of it. You can write 55, so you can write what you're going to manifest. So you can write, I create $1 million. And I'm creating $1 million, or I will create $50, or I will create $100, whatever you want to create. You write it 55 times, 5 days in a row. But there's also another version out there that you write it 50 times for 55 days. The whole concept is the number 5 around this, and it creates change. It's supposed to be an ancient thing that they used to do in ancient times, and it's supposed to work pretty well. Now I'm trying right now, I'm doing the 55. I write it 50 times a day for 55 days, and if you miss a day, you have to start over. So obviously this is going to create you thinking about it, being in alignment with it. I've been trying it. It's kind of cool. I put music on, and then I write what my affirmation is or what my manifestation is, because it's kind of like the spelling like we talked about before, and I write it 50 times, and I'm going to do it for 55 days. So I will let you know how that works. It's kind of a new thing that's kind of exciting right now that everybody's trying. So that's it. That's when it kind of combines visualization, focusing, and spelling. So that's a cool one to try. Which comes to the next one, spells. We've talked about this before. You can write it out or script it or journal it, or you can create a fun kind of grid with crystals, and you can create kind of like a rhyming song or a rhyming saying that lets you create this thing, and you can light some candles and kind of have it come to you. I've done this before too, to help my business grow or to help bring new clients or find people I can help, and it totally has worked. So it's kind of awesome. So the spelling or the spells that you can create to do that will also help you manifest. Now this is another one too, give more. So I do know when I went to my workshop to create my drum, when we were asking or manifesting for things for the drum, we also had to give back to the universe. So we had these like seeds or these grains that we provided on the ground for the universe after we asked. And I've seen lots of people do this, or lots of things do it, or things written about it. You ask for something specific that you want, but then you give back to the universe, or you give back to the trees, or you give back to the nature, or you give something back. So I have tried this one, but I want to try it more. I think this is you ask something from the universe and you give something back to the universe. I think that's because it's a universal law, right? That you get back what you get back, you receive what you give. So you get what you put out there. So I think this would be a really, really awesome thing to try. The other thing that I have tried in the past is headphones when you're sleeping. So you know that those really soft headphones that you put over your eyes and you can sleep in them. And then they're wireless and they hook up to your phone. And then you can play manifestations, or you can play your voice recording or affirmations or whatever while you're sleeping. And your body and your mind subconsciously puts that in there and subconsciously does that. So I've done this too, and it's actually helped about feeling confident. Like I can't remember the things that I used to use, the meditations I used, if I can find them, I'll list them. But you can use anything on Calm. You can make your own, record them, and play them back at night. Maybe I'll even create one down the road. But they're just different manifestations, what you manifest, or like you could look for an abundance meditation on the Hay House app or on the Calming app. And I do this also too with Tibetan Bowls. I'll put them on, you can use the Calming app or you can use a different meditation app and put on the headphones and fall asleep to it. And subconsciously it comes into your mind. Now, halfway through the night, I do wake up and take off the headphones because sometimes you can't, you can't sleep I can't sleep all night with them, but some people might be able to. So, I thought that was really, really cool. Now, I have talked about this one. It's called What You Write on a Cup. I actually had water bottles made for the girls that went to my retreat that says I am magic on the top of them because water can change. If you write something on water, it can change its form. It can change its whatever, it changes its frequency or it changes its form. So if you write or what you want to manifest on your water bottle, you can write it on the bottom, you can write it on the side, then that you can see it. That will not only helps with you actually consuming that frequency, but it also helps with you seeing it every day as you reach for your water. So it helps you kind of stay in that focus and that frequency or that vibration. So I thought that was really cool. And there's also the other thing I love is called the movie method. This is when you visualize yourself going to a movie or a movie theater and you watch your life play out or whatever you want to manifest. You watch it play out in front of you. And this is what a lot of people do before they go to sleep too, which is good. You can do it during meditation or you can do it before you go to bed. Sometimes if you do it before you go to bed, you can fall asleep before you visualize the whole thing. But this is where you can also try and find. I did have a meditation at one time that would talk about how you felt or how you looked when you accomplished these things. And I thought that was interesting. So you can play around, find a meditation that works for you, or just visualize yourself. Just with a meditation, visualize how you want the future to look for you and how you want it to look, not only look, but how you're going to feel. And if you don't know how that's going to feel, you just try and be thankful for it coming, because sometimes you can't put yourself in that position if you don't know how it feels. And affirmations, we talked about this last week. Affirmations are huge. You just keep telling yourself and telling yourself and telling yourself over and over, I am in the process of being this much weight. I am in the process of finding a new job. If you actually say, I am a millionaire, and you're not, your body's it's going to be at a dysfunction because you don't believe it. And so it's going to kind of block it actually. So you have to say, I am in the process of becoming a millionaire. And that's the key. You have to, your body or your subconscious has to believe it. So that's what, just say I'm in the process, or thank you for bringing this to me. That way you kind of actually believe it. Because if you weigh 150 pounds and you tell yourself I weigh 120, your body's going to be like, you're lying, red flag. And so you have to be, I'm in the process of, and I would suggest not doing, I'm in the process of weighing this much. I would suggest maybe be like, I am in the process of feeling healthy or comfortable in my skin, things like that. Kind of not put a, definite number on that, because the whole thing is to feel good, right? Because when we feel good, we are going to raise our frequency. And sometimes even at a lower rate, you don't feel great. So just a lower weight, you don't feel really great. So just put out there that you want to be healthy. There is also the thing that's called 17 seconds. They say if you visualize something more than 17 seconds, then you're starting to manifest it or starting to create it. That's why if you have bad thoughts and you have them for more than 17 seconds, I highly suggest you take that thought and you rewind it. Watch it rewind in your mind, and then I want you to imagine what you want instead. So if you're imagining that you're going to fail, or you're going to, go to a talk and do a really bad job or mess up, I want you to rewind that thought And then I want you to think of what the outcome is that you want instead. So 17 seconds a day of what you want to, this is that whole visualization, that whole movie thing for at least 17 seconds. But here the key is, again, you have to feel it, right? You have to feel it, not just visualize it. Okay. Now, another one is act as if, which is kind of hard because it's that whole mindset thing. So you don't really act like you're a millionaire. You can, but some people, and I kind of agree with this a little bit, but I think it's a little bit of mindset. I can't act as a millionaire by going and spending all my money and getting in debt, right? Like getting a credit card and spending a whole bunch of money and saying I'm a millionaire. That's not what it means. It means that you could actually have a millionaire mindset. Instead of saying, oh, I can't afford that, say, oh, I choose not to get that right now. I'll get it at a later date. Or you just have to change your mindset. You can't, think of it as scarcity or a lack of. You have to have a millionaire mind, or not a millionaire, but any kind of mindset. Like, so if you think it's unreachable, sometimes people are like, I don't know what I want. And I really believe that they do know what they want. They just think it's not attainable. So you have to really focus on what kind of lifestyle you do want. And you have to feel like you're good enough for that lifestyle. And you have to have, so that's kind of what act as if means. It doesn't mean that you pretend you're a millionaire and go spend a bunch of money, or you pretend you're the queen and you act, or you know what I mean. Like, you have to be somewhat responsible here, but you can act and have the mindset of that. You can act as if, if you are short $1 at the grocery store, you're not going to go back in and ask for that dollar. You know what I mean? Like, you can, and it's not bad if you do, but a millionaire mindset, and a lot of millionaires do go back and get their money. So I guess that was a bad example, but a millionaire mindset is that not saying, oh, I can't afford that, or I can't afford that. You just choose not to buy that right now. And I'm using money right now because it's the easiest thing, but there's lots of things. Like, here's the thing too. I could act as if I weigh a certain amount of like, I look a certain way, and I don't want to walk around wearing super tight clothes and feeling uncomfortable. What I want to do is thank the universe, or thank spirit, or thank my body every day for functioning and being comfortable and being healthy. So that's kind of act as if. It's not like, okay, I want to act like I'm a movie star and I'm going to wear all these really, really tight gowns. I mean, you know what I mean, right? Like, act as if doesn't mean you get rid of all your responsibility now. You just go a little bit at a time with the mindset that you are already there, because what is yours is coming for you. So I hope that makes sense. Act as if is a little hard for me because I remember watching, if you guys remember, a show called Wings, and she leaves Boston, Massachusetts, as she goes to New York to act as if she's a cello player. She gets all sorts of crazy, and she loses everything and all of that stuff. And because Dr. Fraser Crane told her to do that, and she lost everything, and she comes back all mad. But see, you don't just drop everything and go there. You work towards that. She could have worked towards it where she was and not lost everything and started to go in that direction and then have it happen. You don't just do it overnight. So that's why act as if is kind of funny for me. So now, also too, aligning with the right people. It's going to be hard for you to be in that right of frequency, or that right of alignment, or to create what you want when you're constantly around negative people, or constantly around people who drain your energy, or constantly around people who tell you you can't do it. They always say that you surround yourself with the 5, you are like the 5 most people you surround yourself with. Now, in today's society, this can be anybody on social media that you follow and look up to and try and act as a mentor, or want as a mentor, because social media is so close to us, or so, what do I want to say, like, so just right there we can get to it. So a lot of times, back in the day, it used to be whoever your favorite author was, or whoever and pretty much the people you hang around. I remember one time I asked a lady who had an awesome son. He was a teenager. And I said, "How did you do it? How did you raise such a great kid?" And she said, "Honestly, it's his friends." She said, "I owe all." She's like, his friends. Their friends matter. Friends matter. Your friends matter. So, who you hang around with, how they support you, how they make you feel, what, if they if they have high goals and aspirations, then they're gonna pull you to do that too. But if they don't, then you're gonna be comfortable. You're gonna be comfortable where you're at. So surround yourself with good people. That's a really big one. After these little take a break thing, we're going to take a little break, and then I'll get to the secret sauce on how to make these happen, or how to manifest, because it's all good when you just put it out there and you put it out to the universe, but there's got to be some work to be done, and I'll explain that when we get back. Okay, so if you want to figure out what's going on weekly, sometimes my social media does not work, or I had a scary moment when I thought my social media was going to be closed down. So if you always want to be in the know, please go to my website at carrymuggs.com and subscribe to our newsletter. I am going to start sending it out every month, and I'm going to be telling you all the things, or every week even, and telling you all the things that are coming up, because I'm going to start having retreats, and I'm going to start having spirit circles. And if you want to be one of the first to know, then you need to get on my email list so I can let you know what's coming up and how soon it's coming up. So get on my email list at carrymuggs.com and sign up for the newsletter. Also, I have a Patreon group. It's Patreon. There's a link in the show notes below. In this group, this is a community that we get together every month and do different things. You have different tiers and different ways you can subscribe, but we do moon circles or moon ceremonies every month. We also do spirit circles every month. I get on there and let people ask me questions, an hour full of questions every month. I do a weekly reading, kind of like Carrie Connects, but more in depth with more cards. I do a monthly spirit message, and we also have a platform on Discord where we can talk to each other and talk about things that we're experiencing ourselves with our own awakenings. So that's really awesome if you want to join that. Also too, there's an awakening course I have that is on my website under courses. I get lots of people that are starting to go through their awakening or have been going through their awakening. This is the basics of an awakening. This is just talking about the basics of what to expect and how to get through it. It talks about the chakras. It talks about protection. It talks about the clairs. It talks about your guides. It talks about all the different chakras and how they help, and the signs and the symbols to watch for, and how spirit talks to you. So if you're going through an awakening, this would be a great 8-week course for you. Every week you get another module or a different theme, and it helps you process and learn that week. The reason why I do it weekly is because spiritual growth takes time, and I don't want you to rush through it, because if you go too fast, it can hurt. Your spirit might not be ready for it. So that's why I get it in weekly modules. So there you go. I also have a Shopify. It's on my Instagram. It has Spunky Spirits merchandise. There will be more merchandise coming after the new year, so keep a watch out for that. Okay, the secret sauce. Now, this is where the key is. Now, a lot of people say you can manifest, you can create something, put it out there, and just wait for it to happen. And I don't believe that is true. That has not been the case for me. It might be the case for some. That's fine. But you get what you focus on. And so my always tried and true is you don't have to worry about, when people say don't worry about the how, let me kind of explain that. You don't have to worry about the how as in, okay, I want to create $1 million, or let's just say $5. I want to create $5. You do have to worry in the how is, okay, you need to sit down and say, okay, I want $5. How can I create that? And then you write down the different ways that you can create $5. What happens though is you don't get attached to how you decided to create that $5. So if you said, I'm going to create $5 by selling this appliance, this toaster that I have. And then Spirit gives you a different opportunity to spend something else. Like if someone comes to your door and says, hey, I want to give you $5 for your candle, then you don't be like, nope, sorry, I got to sell the toaster. That is what don't get caught up on the how is. You don't get attached to how you're going to do it. Now you need to plan out how, and you need to create how you think you're going to do it. And you need to work towards it. How can I make $5? How can I make $5? Like you need to be like, I could do this and I could do this, like different ideas. And you could say, I'm going to make $5. And these are the ideas how I'm going to do it. You kind of work backwards. The goal is I'm making $5. Okay. So how am I going to achieve that? I could sell a candle. I could sell a toaster. I could do this. This is what I need to put in place. And you could be like, okay, well, maybe I don't have the energy or the mindset to create $5. So that has to be part of the how. How am I going to change my mindset? I'm going to tell myself every day in my mirror that I'm good enough to create $5. So you do need to create a how or have a plan. But here's what happens. The universe might have a different way of bringing it through. So when I wanted to create my business or when I wanted to do things the way I did have a plan and I said, okay, this is how I'm going to do it. But time and time again, it came through a different way. But because I wasn't attached to the way I had planned or attached to what I had written down, then I was open to it and the access coming through. Because here's the thing. If you just say, okay, let's say I use this all the time because it's perfect. Let's say I lost my keys and I sat on the couch in my house and I said, universe, find my keys. And then I kept sitting on the couch. Then the universe couldn't really help me. The universe, because I didn't put forth effort. I just said, universe, I want my keys. I just ordered that and that's what I put out there. But here's the thing. If I say, universe, help me find my keys, and I start actively looking for them and I just think I'm going to find them on the dryer. I'm like, okay, I think I'm going to find them on the dryer. What happens when I start actively looking for them? Spirit can whisper in my ear, this is where you need to look. Spirit can move the keys. Spirit can direct me in the direction I need to go. Or Spirit can be like, oh, look, somebody else has the same key that you need. And like a kid could come home and say, here's the house key. It doesn't matter how. That's why they don't want you to get caught up on the how, but they also don't want you to sit on your butt and wait for it to happen on the couch either. So that's why when people say, don't worry about the how, it just means that you need to actively focus on it, and you need to do something every day. 3 things. I'm always about 3 things every day to work towards it. And even if that's something small as researching it or trying to feel what it feels like or meditating about it, you need to actively be doing something every day to work towards this, what you're trying to manifest. And then Spirit's going to bring lots of different opportunities on how to make it happen. So even though you have it planned out, you're just kind of showing Spirit, look, I'm trying. It's like that whole bicycle story that people used to tell all the time about how a little girl wanted a bike so bad and the dad said, you need to save your money. And she worked super, super hard and they went to go pick out a bike and she put her money on the counter and there was like $5. And that wasn't enough to buy a bike. And the dad came in and said, here's the rest of the money. The universe is the same way. If she wouldn't have worked for the money or she wouldn't have tried for the money, the dad wouldn't have, the dad could have paid up front for all of it, but he knows how hard she worked. He knows she was focused on it. And so then he was like, okay, I'm going to pay for the rest. That's how we kind of have to be with things we want to manifest. We have to actively work for it. And then the universe will come through. That's why I wasn't a really big fan of dream boards. Because dream boards are great. And especially if you put them somewhere where, you can see them every day. But a lot of times people just put these pictures up and of these dream boards, and then they just look at them every day and they don't actively do something to go towards that. So if you do have a dream board, then make sure that you're writing 3 things every day that you can do to help this process along. Because the more you do that, the more you're going to change your mindset, the more you're going to be in alignment with it. This is why the water thing kind of works too, because not only does it, change the form of the water, it also changes your mindset. It changes, and then it reminds you every day, and you're focused on it, and then you're going to do things about it. So that's what they mean. That's what the secret sauce is you can't just order it and say, and just expect it to happen. You got to order it, and then you got to actively work part of it for it. You got to do some things to work actively towards it. And if that's changing your mindset, or if that's changing, just little things at a time, then that's fine. But that's what the secret sauce is. It doesn't mean you have to go hustle and you have to work your butt off every day. It just means you have to start focusing on it, and you have to start coming up with different ideas, so spirit can create those opportunities, or the universe can create those opportunities for you. So I hope that helps. And today would be a good day to start that. 11/11. It would be a good day to start that and start thinking about the things you want. Meditate. I'm doing a huge business thing today where I'm writing down all my goals and trying to create that. So I hope that helps you guys. I know that we've talked about manifesting and your power, and you have it. You have this power, you have this magic, and you create it, but you've got to work for some of it. You've got to put effort and focus on it, because the universe isn't just going to hand it to you. Sometimes they will, but a lot of times they want to see that you're making that effort too. So love you guys, and you know what? Always remember that you are the magic. If you liked this episode of Spunky Spirit, please hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode.